Hello everyone, Speaker Babe is here. Finally, the first part of the long-awaited episode 69 is out, and I'm here to break all the secrets and Easter eggs I managed to find for you. Let's go. The episode starts with fighting toilets with robotic hands. The fight seems to be on for quite some time because this toilet really looks worn out. His whole face sloughs off in patches, and there's something interesting about his eye. Now, check out this weapon that may seem like a spiky mace at first. It is actually a plunger equipped with all sorts of spikes on it. So, this is still Plunger Man, the same as it was in the previous episode. I have a theory about all those spikes on his iconic weapon. I think they may be parts of metallic claws and legs of Bunker SKIBIDI that he destroyed. He fights another Skibi toilet with modernized robotic hands, while also taking two of the lately upgraded parasites at the same time. This guy is really good at handling the knives. Also, check out the scene where one of the parasites actually managed to attach to Black Speaker Man, literally for a few seconds, but then got thrown off his back. I think there is a certain time period that needs to pass in order for a parasite to take control over someone's body. Or maybe Black Speaker Man is also immune to Skibi parasites, just like TV Titan Man next to him. I can see another breathless body, a human skeleton dressed in a scientist's robe. As we'll move deeper into the SKIBIDI bunker, we'll see that those skeletons and parts of them are all around the base. My theory can be proven by the size of the base's doors and its openers. They seem to be not meant for Skibi at all. Or maybe humans were also a part of the whole SKIBIDI experiment at some points. Maybe they were test subjects meant to be transformed into SKIBIDI toilets. That could have explained lots of headless skeletons we saw in the base. As the parasites are done with, the camera goes to the right, and we see all the survivors left in the Elite Alliance squad. What bothers me a lot is the fact that the whole squad seems to be absolutely ignorant of what's happening around them. So Plunger Man and Black Speaker Man are the only ones who actually fought. Look at this. There's the snob speaker on the left, which apparently does as much good as he did in the previous episode, meaning not really much. He just leans on the wall, waiting while all the dirty work will be done without him. And there's a bunch of ordinary cameramen with the speaker holding the baseball bat among them. All 6 of them are busy messing with one helpless SKIBIDI toilet, which seems to get it all. He's being fried by one of the cameramen's rifles. Also, look at what the speaker with the baseball bat is doing. He's bonking the poor scab's head as if it wasn't his weapon but an actual ding-dong. And not going far from this, check out these 2 sweet doves laying in a very sassy position on the ground. Surely that's a reference to the number of today's episode, and I'm sure you catch what I mean, guys. It reminded me a lot of the secret sassy leak of episode 67 that was shown in Dafook's official Discord channel, where Titan Cameraman and Titan Speaker laid in the same exact position. With Giman watching them from above, Dafook seemed to be in a really silly mood while making this episode, and I love it. And of course, there's our white terracotta brother in the center of the screen, as if he's the main guy deserving all the spotlight. He's pressing the body of the Skibi parasite to the ground with his right leg, while checking the tablet effortlessly. Also, it's worth mentioning that the whole crowd is standing next to the giant door that looks really similar to the one that we saw at the entrance to the bunker. As the camera goes to the left, we can see the weird Skibi face on one of the doors that are close to the squad. Look at those 2 pricks slowly peeking out of the door's opening next to Black Speaker picking his knives up. As he turns his head to them, they still don't really bother him. It looks to me like he just walks from them as if they aren't even there. As our team passes through the row of doors lit by the creepy red emergency light, I cannot help but remember the standard horror asylum corridors, with the doors that look just like those we see in this episode. Now I see that Dafook just went to the spooky horror waters in this episode, so there's not really a point of explaining these skeletons' physics or biology. I think these 3 guys are a reference to some movie, but I didn't really know which one. Look at this pool of blood next to the upturned toilet tank and parts of skeletons lying around. I think something devoured this poor SKIBIDI, as human skeletons no longer have any flesh or blood within themselves. Then, a torn-off camera piece drops by Plunger, and this camera looks a bit weird. I remember how in episode 56, cameras were attached to cameraman in a different way. They used to have some sort of iron fastener, while in this episode I see 3 thick wires instead of this fastener. And I wonder why Defuk changed this piece of design. Then, he looks upwards and sees a really frightening freak ready to jump at him from above. He looks like a mutant SKIBIDI, which is much taller than the ordinary cameraman. That may mean he was not created on the model of cameraman or speaker man. He was probably built makeshift. He also has some weird metal mountings around his neck, and instead of a toilet tank, he has something remotely resemblant of a system unit. It was probably him who devoured the SKIBIDI lying near the big door, and he's about to do the same thing. One cameraman tries to shoot at him from the gun. At least someone is trying to do something, while the rest of the group is just standing there mindlessly. These pricks are really pissing me off. As the scary thing opens his mouth, I can detect the zombie sound effect from Half-Life 2. Notice how some of the SKIBIDI peeking out of the open doors are staying at one spot, while others are rushing into the attack immediately. Also, check out this funny-looking guy on the right whose head seems to be on fire. He really did remind me of Ghost Rider. But then the large door bordering the outer room the guys are in and the spooky corridor with crazy-looking SKIBIDI encloses. I saw a few boxes with the writings "fragile" on it, although I wouldn't say it's something really important, as the whole crowd is rushing to the door. Just within seconds, notice how 2 speaker men are the ones who remained the closest to the door, and one of them managed to escape in the very last second. And of course, those dorks do not feel any sense of danger. Instead, they start acting like the clowns they actually are. And well, let's say the punishment came pretty quickly for both of them, which is a pity. I really like those dummies. They brighten my mood each time they appeared on the screen. Just a moment later, the door simply gets knocked out, despite being extremely robust and thick. 2 of our clowning buddies get to be torn into pieces. Some members of the squad succeeded in moving past the closing door, but someone is missing. That's our Green Tide brothers. If you look closer, you will see how one brother's hand is being ripped off, and both of them are greatly injured. That's obvious for Black Speaker Man, who grabs the remote control out of the white terracotta's hands to close the door that they're not going to make it. Black Speaker returns the remote controller to the terracotta twin, who leans back slowly. He looks quite devastated as well. Plunger, who is full of emotions, steps closer to his bud and gives him a few heavy punches, but Black Speaker doesn't even try to respond. Although the hits Plunger men are giving to him are so hard, there's even a crack appearing on the guy's red part of the speaker. So he just walks away without responding. As a man turns his head back to the door, we see that besides SKIBIDI Jackson, there's the whole crowd of spooky jerks, including SKIBIDI Frankenstein, zombie mutants, and the guys that came out of the mini doors after they got open. A man gives the middle finger to them all, and I can see how his hand is actually shaking. Too many of his friends died within these few episodes. Then he turns around, and we see the rest of the squad walking straight forward to the yellow light that can be seen in the near distance. It seems like they don't worry anymore. They probably think the major danger has been left behind this door. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, please hit the like button under this video and write your own theories on episode 69 in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to my channel not to miss my new videos. See you.